Hello, my name is Ethan, and welcome back to another episode of Path of Exile Delirium League 3.10. In this episode, it's episode 300! This is a viewer questions video. So welcome guys, how you guys doing? Good morning, welcome back to another episode. It's number 300, so we did a special. I put in some I asked you guys to input your questions. A few people got some good questions in. Good morning. Dorito knows. Great questions, honestly. We have some good ones. So here we go from Bastion 2 hours ago. What's the best currency farm for someone with 2 to 3x and a level 90 character to ramp it up to afford expensive upgrades? That's a good question. Do you know how many people probably are in this spot? Just like this guy, but this guy asked the question and worded it in a way I can actually understand. So I wrote... Alright, so the best currency farm for someone with 2 to 3x and a level 90 character to ramp it up to afford expensive upgrades is either highest tier maps they can comfortably clear Alk Plus. So Alk Plus is like, let's say you're doing your tier 2s in your Alchem or Chisel and more. Do your tier 16s, Alk, Chisel, Corrupt, yeah, more. Probably at least Alk. Oh, and then I said, or maybe even Blight. So what I mean by highest tier is the highest tier you can do. So if you can only do tier 1, try tier 1. It might be pretty good. I did like 10 hours of tier 1 Blight and I made some pretty good money. Or you could try delving. Stay pretty low and just farm the walls and the fractured walls and shit. You can do Delirium, low tier Delirium. So low tier Delirium on low tier maps. If you can Alk and then low tier Delirium, master stuff. So this is an interesting extra, like the more complex method. So master stuff for richer people. So imagine even crafting. So imagine you can collect beasts, and then people buy the beasts because they have more money, and so beasts are worth a lot. Crafting. If you craft things for things that you could make money on, then you make money because people don't want to spend their time crafting. They would rather buy it. And double corrupt altars can be farmed, and a bunch of other shit can be farmed in this game to be sold to people who have more money than you. That's some of the methods to make more money. In the other, very early, I always forget this, you could gem level gems. At this late in the league, it starts to die, so good luck. Mr. Lava, how you doing, dude? Is it still worth it doing Blighted, knowing that gold oil price dropped from more than 1x to 65 chaos? And I said, yeah, I think so. I think gold oil drops from Simulacrum and many other methods now anyways. And I was trying to say that like it comes from like Delirium and Simulacrum and not just Blight. And that it isn't the only way to make money from Blight, especially tier 16. Tier 16, we get all the fragments and the high tier essence and the fossils and the so you know, a lot of drops. The stack dicks that seem to have a higher weighting. I don't know. Yeah. So there's a lot more than just the gold oil, but I agree, dude. There's something going on, Kappa. What's a good sword? So this is Milkshake. What's a good sword for a Blade Storm build that uses unique? Whoops. Well, he asked for a unique and I did not get one. Instead I looked at this Viper Skewer foil, jeweled foil, and it's probably really expensive and it looks disgusting, and the guy was using a shield and it looks great, and it's in a Blade Storm build, which is very not popular in the game right now. So, good job, man. Great weapon. Krushk. I saw you changed Ascendancies. Why was that? You did not mention it in the video. Thanks for all the content. It's really helpful. Keep going, smiley face. So in editing, I found what he was talking about, and I was like, well, rip, too late. Or no, I was like, when I rewatched my own video later, I was like, wow, dude, I fucked up. Look at my Ascendancy, it's not even right. So it was a test. At some point, I tested Bone Barrier compared to Commander of Darkness. So to tell you the difference, Bone Barrier would give you 10% physical damage reduction and the 20% life recovery rate increase. That's it. So the Commander of Darkness was damage and 30% LE res. So I decided that Commander of Darkness is better. In the video though, I accidentally still had Bone Barrier on the POB, and so I obviously confused this guy. Why did the Ascendancies, why are they changed? And whoops, dude, it was only a minor test and it's not very good, so don't copy. And I told him, do Commander of Darkness, it's better. I was just testing the Bone Barrier, not actually using it. It was a test for Delve. I don't like it. Who cares about physical damage reduction, Kappa? Qwerty, how do you deal with Fizz Reflect maps, or do you just ignore them? So I put a little picture here, and I said, I skip them, but if I persist to want to complete the Fizz Reflect maps, because, like, I need it for a completion, I only have one map, it's a Fizz Reflect, and I really just want to run it to get it over with, I pull out these gloves from my stash. I call these Triad the Grip 4 white. So when you have 4 white on Triad Grip, it converts all physical to chaos for the minions. And as long as I don't use Brutality, which makes it so the minions can't deal, or the zombies can't deal chaos or elemental, then we're good. Because, yeah, take that Brutality out so they can deal chaos. Good. And the Triad Grip makes them deal chaos. Yowza! Can do all content. So I wrote, I've cleared all content except for the 1500 delve. I'm at 840 delve depth in way less time. It took me like 3 days to get to 840 compared to 3 months to get to 1500. So yeah, the build's amazing. We're doing great. We needed to be buffed. Survivability. So I wanted to include this even though I didn't do anything here, because I'm doing something right here by including it in the video. MOB Joseph. Yo Ethan, thanks for all the help this league. No problem, dude. A few questions though. Does Frostwall proc from the Cowsman damage taken? Yes. Does Order of Gems matter matter for the Frostwall? No. How do I have 12 zombies? 1000 strength gives me 2 zombies from the Baron, and then the zombie gem level is 25 or higher, so I get all the zombies from that. And then I take Death Attunement, and we get a +1 zombie from the amulet. And so that should cover us for all the zombies. So 7 from the gem level, 2 from the helmet, which is 9, another one from the amulet, 10, Death Attunement 11, and where do I get the last one? Oh yeah, the last, what's that node called? It gives Lord of the Dead +1, yeah. So there you go, that's 12 described in a video, easy. And then this guy, I wanted to give credit to this guy, Closer. For cast when damage taken triggers the spells in a certain order, this is true. But it shouldn't matter for that other than the Desecrate before Bone Offering, but there was no Desecrate in my cast from damage taken anyways. And then he says he has 12 zombies because his amulet gives him +1, and he was right, that's the part he was missing, dude. He just skipped having to explain the whole thing and said, here's the one you're missing, dude, it's the Ammy. And he said, you're the man, thanks a million, racking my brain on some of this stuff, lol. Update. It works like a charm. So I put a little heart here to show, look at the support, dude. Look at the community. This is you guys. So Suleiman Goksoy. Hey Ethan, great video as always. Thank you, appreciate it. I'm trying hard. Can you look at my profile, Cerberus32 and Delirium, whenever you're free, and tell me how to improve it? I got lost between the pace spin and this is the most affordable for uplip. So I made a clip. Enjoy it. As shown, a viewer wanted me to review his build, so after looking at it, I will tell you everything I've seen about it, okay? Negative 38% chaos res. I think you need more chaos res. You're -2, like you're missing 1 cold res, or 2. Okay, so he's done this thing. He likes Soul of Steel. He got the res from here. He has 4,300 life. His mana reserve doesn't work. He has 476k damage, 11 zombies. So what I'm gonna recommend right away, the first thing is oh my god, he doesn't even have melee Fizz. He has Brutality and stuff. Okay, because it's not awakened, right. Okay, so the biggest thing I noticed was you have this weapon that's like pretty expensive, right? Like easily over 10x, and all you need to do is craft the attack speed mod. You're missing an elegant tuberous, I'm assuming, or something, or yeah, you're just missing. You have an open socket here. So then I was like, okay, let's go through this. The chest plate could have more all attributes, 30 more. The glove is pretty shit. Replace it. You don't need Decay Ward if you watch the videos. Alberons can be upgraded for a better boot, normal boot. Astromantis can be upgraded to the amulet I recommend. This ring sucks. It's 57 res and crafted strength. It's literally 1 seat. Here you have this one. It's 66 life and 28 res. This is 1 C. Then you have this one. It's literally all increased attributes and strength. It's 1 C. Could you get some real items? You probably don't need the Divine Flask after you fix the build. Quicksilver's good. Silver Flask is fine. And you probably want a Basalt. This should be a Basalt basically. And then I noticed, yeah, these jewels. So Taunt and Blind sure is pretty good. You have your 1% reduced mana, efficient training. You don't get the reduced mana on this. No, you got it on this. And then here's the OP jewel socket thing, and he has a renewal. He went renewal when I tell everyone not to do that, and then he uses the Thread of Hope. So basically, he should just upgrade a lot of his items, and then when he upgrades a lot of his items, he won't need a lot of these skill points that he wasted. Like imagine he was able to just do this like archery and copy us. So let me just, like, imagine that would just work and he didn't have to, let's say his reses were just good with this and he has similar life, especially if you take these two, and you could even take the extra here. Similar life, but then he'd have all these extra skill points. Now he has 5 extra skill points, and he can actually make a jewel. And I spent 4 doing a cluster, and then imagine if the cluster led into a wall of muscle small or something. Like one of these just has a wall of muscle small, get the strength there. He could probably go for the triple jewel cluster setup, honestly, dude. He's also only level 91, so I think he should level up a bit. He's only 91. I got to 90 on my Guardian in 1 day. A couple Pure Chayula, like a few X in Pure Chayula, you'll level up a few times. It'll be really worth it. Those are all my tips and advice for your build, dude. Other than that, you're doing pretty fine. I noticed that, yeah, you're pretty poor, but you have this weapon, so you're pretty much asking, hey man, I got this weapon, what do I do now? This video will help a lot of people. Hope it could be helpful. And we're back from the clip. Enjoy the clip. Okay, and now for this clip, I have loaded my POV. It doesn't... Oh, it actually does this correctly now. So anyways, the thing I wanted to show is the viewer asked the question about isn't the Impale gem really good to use because of the increased Impale effect, or not really worth it over a different gem? So like, what he's saying is, isn't in your raised zombie it better to use, let's say, Impale over Brutality? And so, you remember I was at 1.76, this is the next best. Okay, let me put it to 21, 20, and then let's press it again. This shows it in order of damage, so Awaken Brutality, then Minion damage, then Ruthless, then Impale. And you may ask, well, why don't you need Impale? And it's because in my build, I have Rotting Claws 20%, Rotting Claws 20%, so there's 40, another Rotting Claws, and another Rotting Claws. So I have 4 Rotting Claws, 80% chance to Impale. The Dread Banner gives like 30. I can actually show you the calculation. I have 100%. In 20, 20, 20, 24. And if you, well, in my actual build, I run the Dread Banner as a separate thing in, I love how it's the first one. Yeah, so then the Dread Banner would give 33%. So the point is, someone would say, well, isn't it worth it to run Impale? And so maybe if you didn't have these two, or like one of these Rotting Claws, maybe it's worth it then, yeah, because you need the Impale. But in my case, I have 4 Rotting Claws. I don't need Impale. I barely need Dread Banner. I'm honestly 1 away from not even needing this, which is pretty crazy because I have more mana reserve then and I still have the Impale. Kind of crazy, kind of cool. Not sure what I'm going to do with that yet. But yeah, I just wanted to go over this question because I get asked it a lot. Why not Impale? Why not Impale if you're Impale? I hated Impale always. The Impale gem is the worst Impale part about the build, and that Helm enchant is pretty bad too. Just because you compare them to like attack speed and damage, and you compare them to like Brutality, Awaken Brutality, like what the heck? And thank you for watching this episode. It was a lot of fun to make, a lot of bonus clips I had to do because of exterior things I had to include for the video. But I think this was a nice episode 300. And I hope, like I wrote here, I hope this video could help at least one person. Obviously I answered a few people's questions, and then hopefully at least one other person needed help with these similar questions. And it's a great video overall. And thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for everything. I'm gonna take this opportunity to thank everyone new who joins the Patreon or the YouTube members today. Thank you guys for all the support. I can't do this without you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!